Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I am so excited to share some things that we wish we would have known going into last year's party. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is such a great time, but if you're traveling, especially with little ones, make sure you watch this video all the way through so you can learn all our do's and don'ts for this year's Halloween party. If this is the first time you are clicking on one of our videos, first I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I have you guys in mind whenever I am making these videos, and I really want you to have a wonderful experience at Disney World. My name's Allison, my husband Brandon and I on Fly Kite Vacations. We love all things Disney, and we love to share our adventures with you as well as some tips and tricks to make your life a little bit easier. We also have reviews, all kinds of fun stuff, Disney cruises on our channel, so make sure that you hit that little subscribe button. That way you don't miss a thing. We would love to have you along for all of our adventures. And if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and hit that like button. Now let's get into the Halloween party. So I've got my warm tea here, I've got my Halloween gear on, and I'm gonna pretend that we are in some cool crisp fall weather, even though it's 98 degrees outside right now. But let's get started on some facts first of all about this party. So Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is a special ticketed event that takes place from August up to Halloween. The prices this year range anywhere from $119 to $229, and will get more expensive the closer you get to Halloween. Now what that means is you cannot buy a ticket to Magic Kingdom and just go to the Halloween party on a Halloween night. You have to purchase one of these tickets. You can absolutely go to Magic Kingdom and the Halloween party, but you're gonna need two separate tickets for that. Just a regular park ticket and the Halloween ticket, unless of course you have an annual pass. So what is the big deal about the Halloween party? So the Halloween party has some very unique things going on. First of all, there's a special Boo to You parade. You can only see it at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And there is the special fireworks show. You also have the Not So Spooky Spectacular. You have special snacks that you can only get at the Halloween party. There is trick-or-treating. There are lower wait times since only a select number of tickets are sold. And you are able to dress up as an adult, and that does not happen normally in Disney World. Usually adults cannot dress in costume, so this is the one event that you can dress up and go all out if you want. So the party takes place from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. You can get in starting at 4 p.m., but the guests that are still in Magic Kingdom for their regular park ticket will usually be asked to leave by 6 p.m. All right, so let's get into those do's and don'ts for the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. First, you do want to dress up. You don't have to dress up, it's not a requirement, but you are allowed, like I said, as an adult to dress up. So that can mean full-on costume, or that could mean maybe just a Halloween festive shirt. People will do all kinds of different things, but I would say most people dress up for the Halloween party. Our family loved doing family costumes last year, and I think that's always a nice touch when you walk around and you see all the theming that everyone does and all the creativity. Now, don't wear clothes that are hot. Think about those costumes. I know it's fall, and I know normally it would be cool and crisp, but you are still in Florida and the heat is strong. We were at the party at the end of September, almost into October last year, and we were sweating even at night, even when the sun went down. So people that, wear those fur, or putting babies in those big pumpkins or something like that, I mean, it's gonna be very hot, so you're gonna be uncomfortable. So I would think lightweight. I would think something that you'll be very comfortable walking around in as far as shoes go. So definitely dress comfortable and dress for the heat. It could be cooler as you get to the end of October, but more than likely, it's still gonna be pretty warm. Okay, there are a couple of rules to keep in mind as well. Your costume cannot touch the floor. It has to be family friendly, nothing offensive. There can be no weapons or anything that might resemble a very sharp weapon. I think, foam swords and things like that are okay, but just, think about what is family friendly and appropriate. Adults and kids over the age of 14 cannot wear any masks. And if a kid wears a mask, they do have to have their eyes visible so that they can see. Do have a plan. Now, I know that I'm planner, and so that comes kind of a little bit natural to me. But even if you are not a typical planner and you like to go with the flow, if you're watching this video, you're already a step ahead, but do a little bit of research, check the website, look at some of the things, look at some of the times for the events like the parade or the shows. Maybe look at a couple of snacks that you might be interested in. I think it's a good idea to have somewhat of a plan, because I know it sounds like it lasts for a long time. You can get in at 4 and you can stay till midnight, but I'm telling you, it flies by, and there is so much to do, so many special characters, so many special shows and fireworks, and obviously the rides are most everything is open as normal, so the time flies by. So one thing we liked to do that worked pretty well last year, we still didn't get to do everything, but especially if you're going with a big family, you have little kids, we wanted to ride at least 2 rides, we wanted to eat at least 2 snacks, we wanted to experience 2 shows, and we were able to do that and more, but at least we kind of prioritized what we really wanted to do. And that leads me to my don't. So don't think that you can do it all. You can certainly try, but I don't know how fun that would be, especially if you have, like I said, little kids, toddlers. You're gonna eat up a lot of time just getting from one place to the other, just going to the bathroom, getting snacks out, things like that. So like I said, prioritize. Don't think you can do it all, and don't try, because you want it to be enjoyable and you don't want to be rushed, and you want to take in some of those moments to just sit back, watch things go by, and have those little special unexpected moments. Okay, do. Now, I usually would not say do this specific thing because it's so individualized, but do watch the parade. I'm telling you, it is such a good parade. We are really more of a Christmas family, but I think that Halloween parade is better. I mean, it is so unique, so fun. It's not scary. We don't really like super scary things in our family. And again, it's really just fun. The music's fun. You get to see pirates, you get to see the grave diggers. Obviously you get to see the regular characters that you normally would see, but it's just really, really fun, and everyone gets into it. The Headless Horseman, I mean, just so unique and so special. And if you can help at all, do see the parade. There are usually 2 times for it. I think this year it's 8:15 and 11:15. Most people will tell you to see the 11:15 parade. However, if you have little kids, you want them to be awake so that they can see the parade. So you can decide on that yourself, but we preferred going to the 8:15 parade. Okay, here's my other one. This is gonna sound a little weird, especially if I'm telling you to go to the 8:15 parade, but don't feel like you need to get there an hour before the parade starts. And I'm telling you that because there's so many other things to see and do at this party that you're going to want to experience, that you don't want to spend an hour of your time staking out a spot, unless you are like, I have to be sitting here. This is the only place I'm going to enjoy the parade. You can see the parade in Frontierland. It's probably going to be a little bit less busy than it would be along Main Street. And normally I would say go to Main Street because that's where Powerline Max comes out, and that's so fun, but I don't think they're doing that this year before the parade. They're actually gonna kind of do pop-ups of that instead. So don't feel like you need to stake out your spot and miss out on other things at the party. Do check out those trick-or-treat trails. I know it's just regular candy, but if you're taking little kids, that is their favorite part of Halloween. I mean, who doesn't love getting free candy? So it is really a fun part of the party. You do not have to gonna skip ahead and go to the don't feel like you have to hit every single trail. Go with the flow that works best for your family, but definitely do some of the trick-or-treating. It's really fun. They usually have some special characters that are in the trail in certain areas. I think in the castle you may see some villains. I want to say this year they have the Hitchhiking Ghost over in the Diamond Horseshoe, so it's a fun way to see characters without waiting in line. And the trails usually, you're walking through them. They're going pretty fast, so you're not just standing there. So it's really fun. You'll have your own little bag. And hey, you can stock up on that candy. You will get a ton of candy. They'll give you big scoops, like ice cream scoops full of candy. And just save it and hand it out for Halloween. And I think that's what we did last year. Do take advantage of some of the rides. I know a lot of people will also tell you, don't prioritize rides. Don't worry about that. Just do the parade. Just do the fireworks. Just eat the snacks. You know, you can do that when you normally go to Disney World. But a lot of people don't go to Disney World all the time. And so this is kind of a one-time, maybe this is their one time they're going in years. And so you're going to want to ride some of the rides. So I think you should do that. I think you should enjoy it. I think you should enjoy those lower wait times without buying lightning lanes or worrying about your lightning lane times and all of that. It's a really fun way to ride rides at the park, and you know, you're spending that extra money on a ticket, but you're not doing the lightning lanes, and you're still able to enjoy. Don't spend your whole time riding rides, like I said, but you know, figure out what you want to do and definitely take advantage of that. There are some rides that will do a special Halloween overlay, not a ton. When you go through the trick-or-treat trail at the Laugh Floor over in Tomorrowland, they'll have they'll be telling jokes. You know, they normally, you sit down, you watch the show, but they'll have some kind of Halloween jokes going on there. So that's kind of fun. You can certainly sit down and watch that for a bit. Or Space Mountain is really fun because everything is completely pitch black dark and they're playing spooky music. So that is really one of the fun. I think that's probably the one ride I would prioritize if you're a Space Mountain person, because it's really fun in the dark. And usually the teacups have like some smoke going on and some music, and they don't talk about this, but the carousel usually has some spooky music too that you can hear while you're riding that. So those are some fun little Halloween rides that you can do and enjoy. So yeah, I would say definitely check out the rides. With that said, the character experiences. I'm not gonna say don't see the characters, but I am gonna tell you that you could spend, especially if you wanna see Jack and Sally, you could probably spend 2 hours in line waiting for them. So think about that. I don't know if I would spend my 2 hours of my party time waiting in line to see a character, unless of course that's what you wanna do. We were able to see some characters last year. We didn't see any of the super popular ones. We saw Ariel and Prince Eric, which is fun because they have, a lot of times they'll have the princes out with the princesses at these special events, and then you can see them both together. So that was super cute and super special. There wasn't a long wait for it. We were able to kind of hop in there and come out quickly. We saw Belle in her little blue outfit instead of the big dress. So there are some good character meet and greets. I think Winnie the Pooh is super cute, would love to do that, but that usually gets kind of a long wait line as well. So I think that what I would do if I were you, instead of waiting in long lines, do some of the more of the character experiences, like seeing them in the trick-or-treat trail or doing the dance parties. The characters will kind of come out and dance with you. They'll do that in Tomorrowland. Stitch will be over there. And then over in the Starlight Cafe, they'll have, I believe, Descendants will be there, and they'll be dancing and teaching dance moves and stuff like that this year. So I think that's a fun way to maybe interact with characters without having to wait in line. All right, so here are some bonus tips for you. This is really more geared to someone who's bringing little kids, but I will say to make your party day a rest day, if at all possible. If you can even squeeze a nap in, you'll be doing even better, because it is a late night, and if you're taking little kids, sometimes they're usually going to sleep by about an hour after the party starts. Mine usually do. So, you know, going very, very easy on that rest day, maybe getting up, go to the pool, go back, take a nap, take your time getting ready. That will be much more enjoyable the later you get into the night than going to a park, or even going out to Disney Springs or something where it requires you getting on a bus and going from one place to another. Make it as restful for your family as you possibly can. Make sure that you bring all of your gear that you normally would. I made this mistake last year, and I always bring a carrier, like a tush baby or something, like a sling, whatever you're used to. I was thinking, you know, we're just going in for the night. It's gonna be a shorter day. I don't need to bring everything I normally would for a park day. But I was wrong. By the end of the night, my 1-year-old then was tired, and he wanted to be carried or held most of the time. So my arms were definitely killing me by the end of the night. So make sure you bring that gear. Bring your stroller. They'll actually let you take the stroller in, or they did last year. I'm assuming it's the same this year. They'll let you take the stroller in through the candy lines, the treat trails. That way you're not having to hold your kiddo like you normally would before you get on the ride. You always park that stroller, find the stroller parking. So you're able to carry that with you. So bring that gear, make your life a little easier. Lastly, one more tip you may not be aware of. We were not aware of this either. You can still use rider swap. There are no lightning lanes, like I said, but even though those wait times are short, you know, they may be 15, 20 minutes, something like that, maybe 30 minutes for some of those longer ones. I know Tron still ended up being kind of a longer wait. So we were able to use rider swap for those rides, and that was great because we were able to go through the lightning lane the second time. Whoever stays out with the little one who's either too scared or too small to go on the ride, they can, you can switch out later, and then you can go on that ride with one more person in the party if they want to go a second time, and then you can just go through that lightning lane instead of waiting in the regular line again. So make sure you find a cast member for that. That will be very helpful for you for little ones. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you if you're going to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party this year. Let me know in the comments section what you're most excited about, or maybe you can't go this year but you really wish you could, what you would be most excited about. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. And again, thanks so much for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and please, please, please subscribe. We would love to have you around, and we are just so grateful for your support. We're gonna put a little button down here. Subscribing does not mean that you're paying anything. It's a completely free way to support our small business, and we will not be sending you emails or bugging you. We will just have you along for all the adventures. So bye, guys. See you next time.
If you would like to see a full experience of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and what it realistically looks like for a big family, go ahead and click on the video on the screen, and we'll see you next time. Bye.